What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, well, we got some new information about Rooney and what the team is potentially planning to do with it in the future. And as you know, we're probably about a week into this public mint, so we got a couple of weeks left. And obviously, things are going very slow, so I highly doubt that we will actually sell through, or sorry, maybe not sell through is the word, but mint through all of the Rooney, all 6,500. So the team dropped this, and I think this is a way to hopefully, encourage more sales, incentivize the stacking of Rooney in some ways. And, just based on what I've seen in terms of overall sentiment, there's some good things, but there's also some things that the community is not very happy about. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm not going to read this post to you, and I'm sure many of you have already heard it, but figured I would give my quick thoughts on it overall. So we know that Rooney staking and in-game usage is coming, and that's going to be a big part of what the actual, purpose and utility is. You want to be able to play it in the game, and they are hoping to have this out by the end of the year. And I got to say, by the end of the year, man, we really should have had it last week. But, it is what it is. And I know the devs are working hard. So hopefully they can get it out by the end of the year. And we will be able to play Rooney over the holidays when everybody has a little bit more time to play. So let's actually jump into the bad first, right? And that is this whole Rooney reconstruction. Now, I'll tell you right off the bat, as soon as I read this, I was actually excited. To me, the idea of Rooney being somewhat deflationary was pretty cool. And, there's this idea that, I didn't like the fact that we were going to have such a wide disparity. We were going to have some awesome Rooney, and then we were going to have some really, really terrible ones that ended up with all the common parts, and those would essentially just be, they would continue to drop the floor price, whereas the prices for the ones that were combined with all the good stuff would just continue to rise. So we'd have this massive disparity, and it didn't feel like it'd be a good thing for the floor price, and it seems as though the team was kind of aligned with that, although they didn't say that specifically here, but they did say that instead of calling it component swapping, they are rebranding it to reconstruction. And therefore, when you combine two Rooneys, yes, and that is the key word now, when you combine two Rooneys, you take the chosen traits of both of them and then burn the rest, essentially, right? So that is a huge departure from where many thought this was going to go. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect it either, and I understand the frustration. But I guess I wasn't too worried or hurt by it or thrown by it, I should say, because it doesn't change my overall plans. And I was not out there buying a bunch of Rooney to swap parts and components with. And if, in fact, I was saying publicly on the live streams, why don't you wait until they post an announcement first on how exactly it's going to work? Because I went in, I got a couple of my Roonies, and I was hoping that, they would pump a little bit and I'd be able to flip one to cover the cost of the other two. But now that they're not, I'm just going to stick with all three of them and hopefully use them on land and stuff. We'll get into that in a minute. And so, I wasn't out there. I was looking, don't get me wrong. I was looking, and if there was a good deal, I might have pulled the trigger, but I didn't, because I wasn't sure what to expect with this component swap thing. There wasn't a white paper. There wasn't a post about it. So to me, it was like, yeah, they mentioned it, but they've changed their minds on things in the past too. So I know that doesn't change anything for now, but with all of the community feedback that has been quite negative recently, I think that this should be yet another learning experience for everybody to not make decisions based on what they say in terms of town halls or just stuff that isn't planned out yet, right? And I know that's difficult because so much of that gets overlapped, and we all get hyped about different things that are coming. But it's I've learned my lesson after the Rift Watchers, being swapped to DEC, that whole thing. I learned my lesson where it's you know what, I am going to just wait until it's official and then make my decisions accordingly. Or if I do make certain decisions, right, I still would have bought Rift Watchers packs, but it's if I'm going to make my decisions, I don't want to make them so that I'm going to feel terrible if things drastically change, right? In this way, I got 3 Rooney because I was able to get 3 whitelist spots, and I thought I would sell them. I thought maybe I'd combine them, actually at the time it wasn't combined, but swap parts. But now I'm also cool just hanging on to 3 Rooney for the time being and see what the team can do in terms of driving value to it over time. So again, I know this sucks. I know people are upset about it, but it's kind of unfortunately in line with what we've come to expect in terms of the terms not being set before the sale, and maybe that is something that the team is hopefully taking as constructive community feedback in order to ensure they have these things fully thought out and communicated before the actual sale happens and before people part with their hard-earned cash, right? Because if you minted Rooney, it kind of sucks now. If you went and bought a bunch of them hoping that you'd be able to have, if you bought like 8 Rooney hoping you'd still have 8 Rooney after combining all the different components, that kind of sucks now. And we'll have to see what they end up doing because they are saying that it's like combining. So let's say you burn one of them and combine it with 2, whatever that would mean in terms of power in the game, CP, or benefits on land, benefits in guild, all that stuff. They're saying that it'll be double or multiplied, but we just don't have that information yet. So once again, I implore you to not make any decisions even based on this post when it comes to information that is not fully fleshed out yet, right? Everybody's thinking like, oh, okay, well, Rooney's going to be, we're going to get a 2x. If we combine 2 Rooney, it's going to be 2x, right? But who knows? Maybe it could only be 1.5x, which people would be really pissed about. So I highly doubt they're going to go there, but still, you just don't want to get caught, right? And maybe they do something crazy where it's just like you combine 2 Rooney and you get 3x the benefits, right? So, but we don't have those details yet, and I would definitely consider waiting until we have those details if that is important to you. If it's not, and you just want to start snapping up Rooney on, floor price or mint, I mean, you do you, right? I can't tell you what to do. I'm just saying that at this point in time, I am waiting until there's more clarity around a lot of things before I jump head first. Okay, so let's go ahead and see next. This is actually something that's really exciting to me, is this whole Rooney badges thing. And I don't really know how this works because, I'm still learning the ETH NFT ecosystem. But apparently you can get additional NFTs and kind of combine them. Again, this is a different type of combine, but, fuse them with your Rooney to make, I guess, some kind of badges, which can be on the background or on the side or whatever the case is. But what's interesting is, as part of this effort, we're exploring avenues for creating deeper connections with these external brands. And one of the ways we're looking to do it is this new component that is planned to be added to the Rooney NFTs called badges. So badges will be a separate standalone tradable NFT, which can be added to existing Rooney NFTs and will be displayed in the background behind the Rooney character, right? And that'll also be in game, which will be kind of cool. So I was talking about this on the Splinterlands TV stream last night, and the first thing that came to my mind was, imagine you are one of the top players in the game, right? And I'm talking years out, okay? So let's not get too excited about this. But imagine you're one of the top players in the game. You're frequently going to the tournaments and playing and using your Rooney or playing online, whatever the case is. But you're KYC'd in the sense that companies are interested in getting some kind of exposure through you. They want to partner with you, or partner more specifically with your Rooney. So like, what if Chipotle came? And I gave this example yesterday. It was like, what if Chipotle came and was like, hey, we want to partner with you and we're going to pay you 50 grand to put a badge on your Rooney NFT, right? Both in game and then outside on the ETH platform. And you do it for a year. We'll pay you 50 grand. Well, I don't, whatever the terms are, right? But they're going to pay you that money, and then they're going to track the analytics on the back end and see, okay, how many games is your Rooney being played in? How many tournaments? Maybe you have to go and like use it in a tournament, right? Like an in-person tournament. Like it's all these different things. And when I think of that, I immediately think of the jerseys in a lot of sports teams where you have the sponsors, the sponsor logos that are like on there, or like NASCAR, for example, where it's just literally covered in sponsor logos or endorsement logos. So that's a cool element. I don't know what the time frame for something like that is. I don't even know what the interest would be, but I am excited about the esports element, the live in-person esports element of this game. And for, players and people, real people, to start to come to the front of the ecosystem or just have a bright spotlight shine on them. And I think that there could be opportunities there. So I am excited about this concept. Again, there's no time frame for when it'll be added. There's no, we don't know what it will entail, but it's cool. It's cool to think about. And I would say that, if your time preference is in years and not weeks or months, then this is an awesome thing that I hope will get implemented at some point when hopefully the market is in a better space. Okay, so additional utility, we've heard ideas about this again, but keep in mind, these are just ideas and they're kind of putting them out here. There's nothing specific, there's no post, nothing. I mean, this is officially a post, but again, everything is subject to change. So with guilds, what's really cool is, they're trying to find ways to add additional utility in guilds. So they want to do something like adding additional features to in-game guilds, and one idea may be like adding a new building or similar with unique benefits that can be leveled up and unlocked based on the number of Rooney that the NFTs are, the Rooney NFTs that the guild is staking onto that building, for example. So I don't know what that is, but you know me, I'm pretty big on guilds for the future. I get worried about all the botting that's happening high level in both tournaments and guilds. Guild Brawls is going to be tough because I don't know how that gets redone, but at least tournaments, I am more confident on tournaments being, or at least like parallel tournaments being created, and being more like live in person. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that plays out. And then they also mentioned land here. We've heard about land. Again, we don't know what that's going to look like. We don't know how much they're going to provide in terms of a benefit. But as I said, I have 3 Rooney, one of which is my main, the rarest one, and then the other 2, which I'm open to selling or flipping. But at this point in time, I have 2 land plots. And, at the very worst, I don't mind hanging on to the Rooney for now and seeing where the floor price goes in the future. And if it doesn't go anywhere, then I get my benefits by being able to stake them on my 2 land plots and just be happy with that. And then lastly, this is an interesting concept because, we haven't heard much about this, but one idea that's been floated around for a while from both community members and internally is the idea of some type of Splinterlands membership option, potentially with different levels that would give members access to special features, deals, airdrops, etc. Everything is moving to a subscription-based model. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of subscription-based models out there, and I don't, if this is a revenue play for the team, so that they can consistently generate revenue, I mean, it's all good. I have nothing against subscriptions as long as they deliver value. So in that way, if they're going to be able to deliver value through some type of membership and you get a free membership or you don't have to pay anything, monthly recurring or seasonally recurring, whatever it is, because you own an NFT or specifically a Rooney, that's kind of cool. So again, I don't know what there is or what we can expect to come. This is probably a 2023, late 2023 kind of idea if we do end up getting something. But it's, again, what they're trying to do is they're trying to drive value to Rooney and let you know that they have a lot of big plans for it. Now, let me close this video out with a bit of, I guess it's going to be bearishness and pessimism. So for those of you who joined this year, last year, as we were exiting the bear market at the end of December, SPS had dipped quite a bit. People were unsure of what was going on. Obviously, we didn't realize that the market was really going to tank in 2022. But Matt put out a post for SPS, talking about all of the utility that would be coming to SPS. First, he talked about the fact that the airdrop runs until July, and that the investor, the private investor sale, that they kept dumping the token essentially, that was only going to run until April of 2022. So he was trying to reassure us of what was going on, right? And then say that once we get Rift Watchers will be available in SPS, and that's going to be a main thing. And people got really excited about that. Oh yeah, SPS is going to, or Rift Watchers is going to be only available for the DAO, and we are going to be able to fund the DAO that way, get a lot of SPS out of circulation. This gives value to SPS. Cool. We were all super pumped about it. The rest of the year played out, and it's not the team's fault necessarily, right? Because the market has just been absolutely tanking. But where I could put a little, constructive criticism, or at least an observation at the very least, was the fact that we did get Rift Watchers in SPS, and then that kind of got changed around. So what I keep talking about, where it's like, there's a lot of cool ideas here. We're getting a post about future things, but keep in mind, they can still change around. They can even change around after they're implemented, right? In a major and drastic way. So you just have to be very thoughtful about where you're going to spend both your time, energy, or time and resources. So that's energy and finances. And so, I don't know if this is going to be enough to drive a lot of value to Rooney the way that post tried to drive a lot of value to SPS, which again, In my opinion, it failed, right? But that's a lot of that was outside of the control of the team. Here, the team has a little bit more control in terms of, we're in a bear market already. So if they can do things to make the project cool, make it more appealing to ETH whales, make it more appealing to players in game to explore Ethereum, there's some opportunity there. But this post really reminds me of that SPS post last year. And so again, it's to get people hyped, it's to get people excited, it's to let you know what's coming down the line. But I would say that post in December of 2021 was 9 months before Rift Watchers launched. So just preaching patience, and cautious optimism for the future. But I personally am cool with my Rooney. I got them on whitelist, prices. So I'm happy with it. I can't wait to use it in game. I can't wait to do other things with it, such as, turn my Rooney into some kind of personality. So I'm going to have fun with it because that's what I got it for. It's not an investment for me. In terms of like pure finances, right? I'm not looking to flip them or all of them, maybe one or two of them, but I got it because I wanted to have some kind of identity, unique identity in this game and in this community. And, all these other benefits that come, whenever they come, I'll be happy. I'm not waiting out for them. I'm not making further decisions like buying or minting more Rooney based on them. But, if you are out there and considering it, then, just keep an eye out on the floor price and see what happens. But, I don't know what's going to happen in the markets, guys. You know me, I'm incredibly bearish just because I don't think we felt max pain yet. And today, the day that I'm recording this on November 9th, we are feeling a lot more pain with the FTX and Binance drama. So, I still don't think we're done yet, but we shall see. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How are you feeling about this announcement? How are you feeling about the Rooney project overall? Do you have one? Are you planning to get more? Do you not have one? And are you planning to get one? Or do you not have one and you don't care about this and you're just going to pass on it completely? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.